Hi students, welcome to this video session. My name is Samuel Chukwuemeka. In this video session, we shall use technology to determine the measures of variability. We call it the measures of variability, or the measures of spread, or the measures of variation. So we shall use technology, and the technology we shall use is Statcrunch, the Pearson Statcrunch, to determine the measures of variability of data. The measures of variability include the range, the variance, and the standard deviation. I will still require you to know how to compute it manually. So you will still need to go to my website and review my notes and videos to know how to compute it manually. But for this video, we shall use technology. So we open up question 14 here. And we want to find the range of the data set. So at the right hand side, here at this icon, you click on a click to copy table. You click on it, and when you click on it, you see these options. So you select the option open in Statcrunch. Here my browser is blocking pop-ups. I'm using Firefox, so you just need to enable a pop-up from this website. So click OK, click on options, click on allow pop-ups for madexcel.com. Click OK. So when you click OK, it loads the data directly on Statcrunch. And this is variable one. If you want to change the name, is up to you. This is a magnitudes of earthquakes. So they use the Richter scale to determine magnitudes of earthquakes. You can change this if you want to. You can change it to magnitudes. Earthquake magnitudes. You can put earthquake magnitudes. So you don't want to earthquake magnitudes. Okay, so you don't want to have a space between earthquake and magnitudes. You see, there are no space in the namings here. So just put earthquake, no space, then magnitudes. You can do that if you want to. And you can close this, or you can go through the tutorial. Then you click on a stat. You click on summary stats. You click columns, and you see earthquake magnitudes. This is the column name. You click on it. Okay, and you come over here. You want to find the range, so you click on range. And once you click on it, it says here, select more than one with shift plus click or control plus click. So you press down on the control key. You click on the, you use your finger, one of your fingers, to hold on the control key on your keyboard. And you look for variance and standard deviation. Standard deviation and variance and then standard deviation. You don't want to click on the unadjusted. If you look at this, you have unadjusted variance, unadjusted standard deviation. You don't want to click on these ones because you are asked to find the sample variance and sample standard deviations. Okay, these are samples from a population. If you want to find the population variance and population standard deviation, then you use this too. But for this question, we are finding sample variance and sample standard deviation. So you select those, and you select it in the order you want them to appear. And once you finish that, you click compute. So we are asked to round to 3 decimal places as needed. So as needed means you must, if it's like the range is 2.93, it is in 2 decimal places and not in 3. So if you put 2.93, you should still count it right. If you put 2.930, you should still count it right. But the as needed means that even if it's not up to 3 decimal places, it will still count it right. But if you have values that are over 3 decimal places, like you see in the variance and in the standard deviation, then you should round it to 3 decimal places. So that is what the as needed means. So I put here 2.93, okay, and then the variance is 0.747. If I have to round out to 3 decimal places, it is 0.747. 0.747, okay, and then the standard deviation is 0.864. So that is how you do it, okay. Let's do another one, question 15. As usual, and once you're done with this, if you want, you can save it. If you want, you can with the result, you can just close it. If you want, you can also save it in your computer. I will show you how to save in this question that we will do next. So we come over here, we open in Statcrunch. We open the data in Statcrunch, and this is a data set of times required for taxi out for takeoff. Okay, so these are times. So I can name this to times. And then once I do that, I click on start, summary stats, columns, I select times. Then I want it to appear as range first. I put my I press my control key on the keyboard because I want to make more than one selection. And then I look for variance and then standard deviation. And I click compute. So I come here, the variance is 40. The range is 40. The range is 40, then the variance is 181.67, because here, okay, they said round to 1 decimal place, so this will be 181.7. Okay, 181.7. Okay, and then the standard deviation will be 1 decimal place as needed, 13.5. Let's say you're working on a project and you need to save this. You could click on options and then you could save this, or you could copy it, or you could download it. You could print it out as well if you want to. So if you click on these options. Okay, so this is for ungrouped data. I'm going to close this. Now let us do for grouped data, because one nice thing about Statcrunch is that you can also use it for grouped data as well. This is ungrouped data. So let us find this for grouped data. So grouped data is question 20. And please, you will need to view my videos so that you can see me do this manually. Okay, because I will require you to know how to do this manually as well. Technology should not be the only thing that I want you to know. You are expected to know how to compute it both manually, and which is by formula manually, and by technology. So I'll open this, open in Statcrunch, and I will, this is the interval and this is the frequency, total number of sample values. Okay, so I don't see any name here, like the name of the data, so I will just leave it like that. So I will go to Stats, and I go to Summary Stats. Okay, then I'll go to Grouped / Bin Data. Okay, so the bins are the intervals. Those are your bins, and the counts are the frequency. Then they are asking for standard deviation. I'm gonna select the range. Then I press my control key, then variance, and then standard deviation. Okay, and I click compute. If you want to store your data, if you want to store the output, that's your result, in the table, you check this box. You know, the next question we will do that. So, but this question, let's leave it like that. So this is the measures of variability for this group data. Standard deviation is round to 1 decimal place as needed. So that is 9.4. Okay. So, and they didn't ask for range and variance. So that is how you do that. Okay. And let's go to the next one. You can complete the rest yourself. Let me do this again. I close this. I come here, open in Statcrunch. There's no name of the data. Okay. They didn't give us the name of the data. If they gave us the name of the data, then we want to kind of change the name here. But we don't have the name of the data. So you click on Start, Summary Stats, Grouped / Bin Data. The bins are the interval, the counts are frequency. And here they just ask standard deviation. So you can just select only standard deviation only. And what I was saying, if you want to store the result in the data table, you check this box if you want to, and compute. So that means that this is the result right here, the standard deviation stored in the data table. And if you round to 1 decimal place, it is 11.1. Okay. All right. I hope you understand. I hope you understood it. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. Thank you for listening, and watch out for other videos. And you have a great evening.